Hello boys and girls, children of all ages, and welcome to the Italian Grand Prix here at the Monza circuit, the Queen of Speed. We can expect very high speeds throughout the race and hopefully lots and lots of action. Except for the two Minardis that are on pole position at the moment. The 2 arrows are following, but Olivier Panis slots into second place in the BAR. We're waiting 50 more minutes to see who's on pole position. There's not really much to talk about. Ralf Schumacher's managed to get himself into second place in the arrows. Young on pole, Sato third, Panis fourth, Michael Schumacher fifth, Fisichella sixth. That's Fredson has got himself up into second place. So it is currently Bernardi, Ferrari, because Michael Schumacher's managed to get up into second. Frentzen, Schumacher, Alonso, Sato, Webber, Panis, Fisichella, Raikkonen. Panis has managed to get himself into pole. So for the top 12 is covered by, for top 13 now covered by 3/10. A lot of drivers still have laps to do. Ralf Schumacher's gone out and he has improved into second place, but he will not improve anymore. Michael Schumacher's gone out and he's not improved his position. He's still in fifth. Frentzen still has 2 laps to do. Alonso's got 2 laps to do. Mclaren's got 2 laps to do. Panis does not improve his lap. Frentzen went out and didn't improve. Mclaren's gone up into fourth. Hill has 2 more laps to do. Frenzen's gone out and he stays in 8th. Mclaren stays in 4th. Coulthard stays in 3rd. So Panis leads. Is on pole position for him on the Italian Grand Prix. Ralf Schumacher in 2nd. Coulthard 3rd. Mclaren 4th. Young 5th. Schumacher 6th. Button 7th. Frentzen in 8th. Alonso 9th. Sato 10th. Hill 11th. Raikkonen 12th. Webber 13th. And just go down for the rest of the field. We guys got out to the rest of the field, are we? Maybe? Who knows? I don't know. Yes, we do. It is De La Rosa 14th, Fisichella 15th, Barrichello 16th, Alesi 17th, Diniz 18th, Wagner 19th, and Montoya 20th. The top 17 all covered by 4/10 of a second. It's going to be a very tight race here at Monza. It's going to be a slipstream fest up and down the grid. As we look at the Monza circuit, high speed dream. Here we could be reaching speeds of about 330 to 340 kilometers an hour. As we look at the grid for the start of the Italian Grand Prix, we are under starters, orders, and the Season 4 race is underway! Ralf Schumacher with an alright start, but Panis has managed to get in front. Coulthard might get in front of Ralf Schumacher, he does. Ralf Schumacher's down into 3rd place. Is Coulthard going to outbrake Panis? No, but they're all Constantina to each other. And they're all through the first chicane pretty much. The back markers just getting through, it looks like. So Panis already has a little bit of a sizable lead. Panis leads. Coulthard is in 2nd, Ralf Schumacher in 3rd, Young 4th. Mclaren is in 5th, Schumacher 6th. Button is up into 7th, Alonso up to 8th, Frentzen's down to 9th. Losing 1 position, Hill is in 10th. Sato 11th. We are on board with Juan Pablo Montoya. That is one of the Jaguars getting a fantastic start, it looks like. Montoya braking and literally passing everyone. Fisichella's turning in. And that's Montoya and Fisichella crashing. And that's both of them out of the race. And Diniz, who had a fantastic start. That is a very high speed accident. Diniz has gotten involved in it as well. So Fisichella is out, which is a big blow to Renault for their constructors battle. But Diniz is already 18 seconds behind Hakkinen. It will probably retire anyway. Alesi 16th. Barrichello 15th. De La Rosa is in 14th place. Raikkonen 13th. Webber 12th as they go for a Ascari. Sato's gone that wide. He's into the next postcode. Hill is 10th. Frenson 9th. There's Alonso 8th place in the Toyota. Last race winner. Buttons in front in 7th. Previous Renault in the Italian Grand Prix. Schumacher 6th in the Ferrari. Mazzacani's in 5th. Young 4th. Ralf Schumacher's still in 3rd. Coulthard 2nd. And Panis leads still. Up through the gears. We are rolled with Ralf Schumacher in the arrows. Coulthard losing a little bit of time to Panis at the moment. Panis streaking away a little bit, but there's a long way to go. 24 laps of the Italian Grand Prix. Running on lap 2. Brown Lesmo 1. Up to Lesmo 2. Round that. And Alonso has apparently taken the lead, which is completely wrong. Alonso has retired. What's going to happen to Alonso? It looks like it's a simple brake failure. He didn't slide back on track, but got incredibly lucky. But the last race winner, Fernando Alonso, retires from the Italian Grand Prix. He won't be scoring any points today. So Panis leads. We're on board with Alesi in 16th place. The Renault didn't do well in qualifying, and Barrichello is already out. Rubens Barrichello 15th in the Ferrari. De La Rosa directly in front in 13th. It's only just filtered through that Alonso has retired. Is Barrichello going to make the move on De La Rosa, round down to Palabalaca. Not really an overtaking spot. The corner's a bit too quick. Panis leads. Coulthard 2nd. Ralf Schumacher 3rd. Young 4th. Mazzacani 5th. Michael Schumacher 6th. Budden 7th. Frenson in 8th. Hill 9th. Sato 10th. Webber 11th. Raikkonen is in 12th. De La Rosa 13th. Barrichello 14th. Alesi 15th. 16th. Hakkinen 17th. Will be Pedro Diniz. As they all filter through the first corner. And up through the gears, round the Curva Grande. Towards the Rettifilo. Or the Variante. I think the Rettifilo is the first chicane. This is the Variante. Very wide line from Webber as he tries to make a move around Hill. But the Brits keeping firm. Lesmo 1 for Sato. Lesmo 2 coming up with this. Frenson. He is right behind Button. As they come down towards Ascari, there's a bit of a gap forming between them. As they go through the Ascari. And there's Michael Schumacher 6th in the Ferrari. 3rd is Ralf Schumacher, but it looks like he's about to make a move on David Coulthard around Parabolica. That'll be very good if he does. It'll be a fantastic move. He's still on the inside. He's going to have the advantage going down to the Rettifilo. But Coulthard holds firm, does he? He's still at the inside. Is he going to outbrake Coulthard down to the first chicane? Sato with the fastest lap of the race, unbelievably. But Ralf Schumacher is still in 3rd. Great defending there from David Coulthard and respectable driving between the two of them to make sure they don't crash into each other. Do the Variante. Schumacher showing his nose, showing that he's still there to David Coulthard. Go up through the gears. Gear 3, Gear 4. Through Lesmo 1. There's a little touch there. Young could take advantage. Is he? No, he isn't. Ralf Schumacher keeps hold of 3rd place for now, but it looks like it's only going to be a matter of time before he passes Coulthard. It's just when rather than if. Look behind Young to see Mclaren and Michael Schumacher behind. Going down the long straight towards Parabolica. Up to gear 6. Gear 7, 342 kilometers an hour. Round Parabolica. Is Schumacher going to get a good exit to try and challenge Coulthard? The answer is no. Panis has a 3.5 second lead over the field at the moment. 348 kilometers an hour. Ralf Schumacher braking very hard. It is with a engine problem. There he is. Told you he was probably going to retire. That is coming down to Ascari. And he is out of the Italian Grand Prix pretty much before it started. On lap 4 he's on. Well, now on lap 5. Panis in the BAR leading. Round Lesmo 1. Quick burst straight down to Lesmo 2. And up through the gears, down the long straight towards Ascari. Under the banking they go. The old circuit's above them. Banked corner. Braking heavy into Ascari. This left, right, left only used to be a left. And they made it a chicane. Down towards Parabolica where old meets new pretty much. 342 kilometers an hour for Ralf Schumacher. Heavy braking to only 120. Not the heaviest braking point though. The heaviest braking point is coming up now. There's the old circuit to the left of you. They peel right into the bank circuit there. But heavy braking now to the first corner. Down to just 70 kilometers an hour. From nearly 150. Probably one of the harshest braking points of the whole calendar. Michael Schumacher in 6th. Button still holding firm in 7th. Frentzen directly behind in 8th. Sato is directly behind Frentzen. Sato going to make a move on Frentzen. He's looking... No, he isn't. But Frentzen doesn't make a move on Button. These have a 3-second lead over Hill for the time being. It looks like they're eking a gap to Damon Hill. Sato in 9th. Down the long straight towards Ascari for the 6th time. 24 minute and a half laps they're doing, so we'll probably be here for a good 36 minutes of this race. We're a quarter distance through the race. For Ascari down towards Parabolica. Frenson's looking for a move on Button. Is he going to break in towards Parabolica? Is Danny inside? Is he going to get a good exit off of Parabolica to... No, he isn't. Button's got a much better exit than Frentzen. He's going to have to stay behind for now. Down through to the first corner. Is he going to outbrake Button down to the first corner? He's had a little look. Tried to switch back towards Curva Grande. But he's going to have to keep hold behind. Not much overtaking has been happening at the moment. But you can see how desperate Frentzen is to try and pass Button. Button obviously the heavier of the two. They do a little touch at the Rogier chicane. The Variante. The Rogier chicane. Down the inside of Lesmo 1. Button's got the racing line, but Frenson's got the inside line, and it looks like he's going to make the move stick finally. Or is he? No, he isn't. Button's still in front of Frentzen. And Hakkinen is on the side of the road in a pool of fire, it looks like, and he becomes the 5th retirement of the race. Minardi ready in the pits for what can only be assumed Takuma Sato. who is stuck behind Button, presumably the one-stopping Button. Frenson's down the inside of Button again. Panis with another fastest lap of the race. Frenson looking left, looking right, trying to pass Button. Sato into the pits. I'll go back aboard with Frenson. Is he going to try and do a dive bomb down into the first chicane? Here comes the dive bomb. Here comes the move, possibly. Is he going to still... Oh, Button's got on 2 wheels, but he's not. And Frenson has finally made the move on Button, and there's all drama happening between De La Rosa and the Lazy. We'll probably go back to that in a sec, but Frenson has finally passed Button on the track, and there's a huge train now behind Coulthard. Ralf Schumacher still trying to pass Coulthard, but still cannot overtake him. 7 seconds. So De La Rosa has had an engine failure. Here's the replay. Engine failure for De La Rosa, and he goes straight into the path of a Lazy. And the Lazy's lost his front wing at the worst possible place. So that's just gone from bad to worse for the Renault team. The no warning, the engine just went, and a Lazy just pile drive right into the back of him, and it's a retirement for De La Rosa. A Lazy's still in the race, but is now well behind. There's Sato in 13th. Lazy is a second behind a Lazy, but going considerably slower. Loads of activity now in the pit lane. Mazzacane in 5th. The BAR team ready in the pits. The Ferrari team ready in the pits as well. Round Parabolica. And it is Mazzacane going into the pits. Schumacher's followed Panis into the pits. This will promote some drivers up positions. The BAR still being fueled, and away goes Mazzacane. Where's Michael Schumacher going to feed out? Behind Mazzacane still, which will please the Italians. Probably not. Down towards the first corner. They're well ahead of Sato. That we're pleased to know. Well ahead of Sato. 9th Raikkonen, 8th Webber, 7th Hill. So the Jordans are 6th and 7th at the moment. Round Lesmo 1, that is. Frenson hasn't pulled away significantly from Button. Arrows are ready in the pits, not sure who for. Minardi are ready in the pits as well, so I'll presume it's going to be for Ralf Schumacher and Young. So there's Young in 4th. Ralf Schumacher directly in front. Coulthard directly in front of him. All three of these are not going to make a pit stop. It's going to be Ralf Schumacher and Alex Young to make a pit stop. In they go. Panis does the fastest lap. And braking for 80 kilometers an hour down the pit lane. Not much braking. Or change of all 4 tyres. We can see the Arrows team ready behind. Fuel hose still on. The Arrows has left the pits. Young leaves the pits near enough the same time, and they're going to be well ahead of Gaston Mazzacane. Neither of these are going to be fueled to the end, obviously. They've pitted a little bit too early to do that. Raikkonen 7th, Webber directly in front in 6th, Hill 5th. In the Jordan. There is the Brit. Button 4th. Frenson still hasn't gained a huge amount. Coulthard in 2nd. The BAR of Olivier Panis leads by about 8 seconds. He is going to be going into the pits at the end of this lap. The BAR team ready to service. He might go on to a 1-stop here. I'm not too sure. Don't think he'll be on a 1-stop though. And up onto the Jack. Coulthard takes the lead. Frentzen carries on for another lap, so he's going to inherit second place for now. Button in third, Hill in fourth. Webber, Raikkonen is going to be in front of Barrichello. It's an awkward pit lane here. Or is he going to be in front of Barrichello? Barrichello's going significantly quicker than Panis. But that was very, very naughty for Panis to break that much. Chipped a little bit of there's a little bit of damage that went off. Not sure if it was from the BAL or from the Ferrari, but a little bit of damage came off. Panis 7th. It's being heckled by Barrichello a little bit. Raikkonen in 6th in the Sauber. Webber 5th in the other Sauber. McLaren already for Coulthard. And the arrows are ready for Frentzen, so it'll be a Jordan 1-2 for now. Not sure if they'll stay 1-2. Looks like they're on very different pit strategies. Now, that's the reason why Coulthard's pitting. He's got Lazy directly in front. And braking heavily. And into the pits goes David Coulthard, your current race leader. Frentzen now goes into the pits. Button inherits the lead. There's Frentzen. Hill goes through as well. Sauber. Coulthard got held slightly by the Sauber, it looks like. Coulthard not fuel till the end though. And away he goes. He is in 6th. Frentzen looks like he is behind Young. Is he going to be in front of... Oh, in fact, he's nearly in front of Ralf Schumacher. And Coulthard's only just managed to get in front of Ralf Schumacher again, which will not please the German, but it'll be considerably lighter than the Brit. So you'd have thought he'd have a good opportunity to pass. Barrichello's still only in front of... behind, sorry, Panis. The 3 people in front have yet to make a pit stop. Button only has a 13-second advantage over the rest of the field. Button, though, getting ready to make a pit stop. Up through the gears. Gear 5, Gear 6, Gear 7. Going 343 kilometers an hour. Into Parabolica. Round Parabolica, the final corner. Button will turn right into the pits. Brake for the pit limit of 80 kilometers an hour, and turning into the Jordan Pox. Hill takes the lead, like he did last race. Hill leads, Webber second. Panis goes past. There's about an 8-second gap between them and Coulthard. Is he going to be in front of Coulthard? Coulthard has gone past, Ralf Schumacher passed, Young passed, Frentzen passed, Mazzacane passed. Michael Schumacher's the biggest loser in this. Side by side, Michael Schumacher and Button. Oh, it's going to be Button and Sartre. It's going to be side by side. And Button just they just brake randomly in the middle of the chicane. One of these people are going to cause an accident, I reckon. It's the Rettifilio. Up through the gears. There is Frentzen. Ralf Schumacher down the inside of Coulthard. Is he going to make the move at Lesmo 2? No, he isn't. He's still unable to make a move on the McLaren driver. Maybe through to Ascari. He's considerably quicker than the British driver. Down the inside of Ascari. Takes a lot of curve. Round turn the first. And no, he isn't. He's not there. He's going to have to try and bide his time and make a move around the tight chicane. But now Ferrari pit of Barrichello. McLaren of Coulthard in 5th. Can Ralf Schumacher get a good exit to try and pass Coulthard going in towards the first chicane? I don't think he's going to be close enough. He comes out of the dirty air. Is he going to outbrake Coulthard? No, he isn't. But out in 3rd, Olivier Panis just gliding away. 12 seconds the gap. Still got Webber and Hill directly in front. Neither of them have made a pit stop just yet. Around the Ascari. Hill, Webber first, second. Up through their gears. Down towards Parabolica. Gear 2, Gear 1 depends on the machinery, depends on the amount of fuel. The Sauber can do it in Gear 2. Hill dives into the pits. Webber carries on for another lap. That could be key in the battle between Webber and Hill. The Sauber team are ready to service Webber in the next pit. And Hill is going to be fueled till the end. But where is he going to come out ahead compared to everyone else? Where is going to be behind Coulthard, Ralf Schumacher, Young, Frentzen, Mclaren. He's going to be behind Schumacher and Sato. But is he going to be in front of Jenson Button? There is Jenson Button towards the, and he is behind Hill. Oh no, he isn't. Hill has let him past. Hill has let him past. So Button is in front of Hill. Up through the gears. Sato 9th. Sauber ready in the pits. It's going to be for Mark Webber. Is Hill going to be in front of Button? There's Frentzen coming in 6th. Young 5th. 4th is Ralf Schumacher. Uniara is still stuck behind Coulthard. There's Panis Webber in the Sauber, diving into the pits. Heavy braking. Minardi ready in the pits. It'll be for Sato. Webber being serviced now by their Sauber team. Not as much fuel going in. Panis has already gone past though. Now is he going to end up in front of Coulthard or behind Coulthard? I assume he'll be behind Coulthard. But time will only tell. Away goes Webber. There goes through Coulthard. Ralf Schumacher, Young, Frentzen, Mclaren, Schumacher. He might be in front of Sato. Well, he's going to be in front of Sato. Sato's pitted. He's going to be in front of the Jordans though. Not just one, but both of the Jordans he is in front of. Quite far ahead actually. 2 seconds ahead. Now Frentzen. Oh, Ralf Schumacher and Young have both managed to get past Coulthard. They are heading away. So what's happened here then? Ralf Schumacher down the inside of Coulthard at the Rettifilio. I presume it's not going to be a clean overtake. So braking, a little tap there. And Coulthard managed to stay ahead of Frentzen. So Ralf Schumacher's patience held thin and he is now ahead of Coulthard. He's up into 2nd place. But he has one more stop to go. Don't think Coulthard has to stop again. But out in front by 16.5 seconds is French driver Olivier Panis. His teammate has already won a race this season. He is yet to win since season 1. Ralf Schumacher and Young 2nd and 3rd. Young makes a tiny mistake. Coulthard 4th. Has Frentzen for company. behind him in 5th. Is he going to try and make the move around Parabolica? He brakes, not down the inside though. Is he going to get a good exit? He's not going to get a good exit from... Or is he? He's got a good exit. He's gaining slightly on Coulthard. Is he going to send one down the inside of the Rettifilio? No, because Coulthard has covered the line. And up through the gears. Gear 3, Gear 4, Gear 5, 6. Up into Gear 7, yes. And it's heavy braking to the Variante. A little away from the crowd, over to the right. Lesmo 1 and Lesmo 2 now. Under the trees. It's the easy Gear 2 now with the amount of fuel that they've got at the moment. Lesmo 2's in Gear 1 though. Down the long straight towards the Scari. Frenson pulls out from the slipstream of Coulthard. Is he going to make the move stick on Coulthard? No, he isn't. Through the chicane and more acceleration now. Gear 4, Gear 5, Gear 6. Classification at the moment, Panis leads. Frenson does not try to make a move on Coulthard. He's trying all his might to try and pass Coulthard. But everyone pits behind him. And in front, them two are the only two that have not pitted this time around. Young Schumacher, the other both Schumachers and Mazzacane all pit. Hill's already gone past. Out goes Ralf Schumacher. Kimi's already gone past, and up through the gears goes Ralf Schumacher. He is in 8th. Young is behind Barrichello. So Mazzacane. So will Michael Schumacher. It's heavy braking. Young in 10th. Barrichello in 9th. That could be key for Ralf Schumacher, the fact he's ahead of Barrichello. Raikkonen 7th in the Sauber. Hills in 6th. Button 5th. Webber 4th. In the top 3, the 3 that have not... Actually, the 3 that have not pitted is Frenson, Coulthard and the other one. Frenson still trying to overtake Coulthard. Panis, by the way, is the other one. There's Coulthard. 22 seconds is the gap between Panis and Coulthard now. Panis might be able to get back into the lead. He's that far ahead. Frenson got some fantastic run from Parabolica though. He's gaining ever so slightly on Coulthard. But is it going to make much of a difference? No, he isn't, because Frenson is still behind Coulthard. And there's Panis through to Lesmo 2. No, that's Lesmo 1, sorry. The corners look the same. This is Lesmo 2. And down the long straight towards the final corner. That final corner, got a Scari in the final corner. But Panis is going to be going into the pit at the end of this lap to be serviced. Up through the gears, through the back straight, the pit lane to the right of him. But he has one more corner to negotiate. The long Parabolica corner. This keeps on going, keeps on going, keeps on going. Frenson's into the pits this lap as well. And a heavy braking. The key pit lane. The key pit stop. Is he going to be out in front of Coulthard? Change of all 4 tyres. Off the jacks. And away goes Panis. I don't think it's going to be enough. I think Coulthard will have done enough. Barely. Coulthard leads the Italian Grand Prix. We could be heading for 6 constructor wins out of 7. Coulthard round turn 1. Coulthard leads the Italian Grand Prix. Panis yet to come into view. 4 seconds is the gap. Panis is in front of the Jordans though. In fact, the Jordans still aren't on the podium, because Webber is in 3rd place. The Jordans are in 4th and 5th. But Button puts Webber under pressure. Hill 5th in the Jordan. Webber invited Button to go through down the inside, but closes the door last second. So Button still not been able to get past. Raikkonen's directly behind Hill in 6th place. We've got Ralf Schumacher in 7th in the Arrows. That's where Ralf Schumacher's gotten out. Where did Frentzen get out in all this? Directly behind Ralf Schumacher, so both of the Arrows are in the points. So we have 2 Saubers, 2 Jordans and 2 Arrows in the points. And it might be another pointless race for Ferrari. It's going to be a pointless race for Renault as well, which will close the gap in the constructors. Michael Schumacher in 12th. 13th Sato. We haven't seen much of a lazy since he lost his front wing. The first time we've seen him since he lost his front wing, and it's the first time we're going to see the retirement. De La Rosa, Hakkinen, Diniz, bad day for Jaguar, bad day for Toyota as well. Alonso, Fisichella, the day to forget for Renault as well, the championship leaders. Coulthard is leading the Italian Grand Prix. And is 2nd in BAR. 3rd Mark Webber, but is being heckled by Button every second of the race through the Ascari chicane. Button takes a slightly different line. Try to get a good exit. It's Sauber, Jordan, Jordan, Sauber. The Sauber trying to beat the Jordan, and the Jordan trying to beat the Sauber. 2 different battles. Raikkonen looking most likely to try and pass, while Button is trying to pass Mark Webber for the lead. Heavy braking towards the first chicane. He all lost out on 5th place in Brazil to the Minardi. He's going to lose out on 5th place again to Raikkonen. We've got a bit of a gap to the Arrows. Don't have to worry about the Arrows this race. Heavy braking for the Sauber. Up through the gears. Hill 5th in the Jordan. 4th Button. There is the Jordan of Jenson Button. 3rd place, Mark Webber. Heavy braking. Button. Around the Ascari. He's got 2 more laps to try and do anything after this. Is he going to try and make a move down Parabolica? No one's been able to make a move stick around Parabolica yet this race, and he's not going to this time. Coulthard leads by 4.667 seconds over Olivier Panis. Then a little bit of a gap to Webber in 3rd. There it is, 15.7, Button 4, 15.9 behind the leader. Again, Button trying to go down the inside, not going to happen. Raikkonen is not going down the inside of Hill either. Ralf Schumacher 7th, Frentzen 8th in the Arrows. Barrichello 9th, Young 10th, McLaren 11th. They're all line astern. Sato 13th, and then there's a huge gap to Alesi in 14th. All these have 2 laps to go. Michael Schumacher unbelievably still leading the championship. Maybe not for much longer, we're not sure. Alesi dives into the pits. He's out of sequence. Coulthard leads in the McLaren. He might have Alesi for company coming out of the pits. Or it might be Paddy, who knows? Or he might get in front of these lot and then go and have to make the overtake somewhere. Webber 3rd, Button 4th, Hill 5th, Raikkonen 6th. Round Parabolica, they're about to start the final lap of the Italian Grand Prix. Not been the most entertaining of races. We saw 1 or 2 overtakes coming down to here. The Rettifilio. Are we going to see another one here? No, not really. To slow gear 1 corner, not through the gears. Round Curva Grande for the 24th and last time. Towards the Variante della Roggia. It's not going to be an Italian win. It's not going to be a Ferrari win. Last year, Fisichella won the race. He was taken out to turn 1. Before turn 1, in fact. He could not defend his title of race winner. Button, the race winner before that, he's not been able to defend it. But we're going to see a 6th different constructor winner in 7 races. Ferrari have won 2. Sauber, the list goes on of a winner. We're going to see a new winner as McLaren of David Coulthard wins the Italian Grand Prix. Panis finishes in 2nd. 5.5 seconds was the gap in the end. And it's going to be Mark Webber keeping Button off of the podium. Mark Webber will finish in 3rd for Sauber.
Mark Webber has finished in 3rd position.
Hill finishes in 5th. Raikkonen 6th. And then it'll be the 2 Arrows in 7th and 8th. Ralf Schumacher 7th. Scoring points for the first time since the 2nd round. And Frentzen finishes in 8th. Barrichello 9th, Young 10th, Mclaren 11th, Michael Schumacher 12th, Sato 13th, and Alesi will probably not finish. And that is the race. On board with your race winner as he comes into Parc Ferme, drives around into Parc Ferme. He had a controlled race. He got overtaken by Ralf Schumacher and Young. Got a little bit of a tap. Didn't knock his confidence, and he managed to keep calm while others have not been as much. But he keeps a controlled race. And heavy braking towards the pits. Your race winner of the season 4 Italian Grand Prix, round 7 of 16, is David Coulthard. Panish finishes in 2nd place, Webber 3rd, Button 4th, Hill 5th, Raikkonen 6th, Schumacher 7th, Frentzen in 8th place. The 2 championship leaders of the Ferrari of Michael Schumacher and Renault are pointless this race, so the competition spices up a little bit more, shall we say. Getting ever closer. Montoya, Fisichella, Alonso, Diniz, Hakkinen, De La Rosa, all retirement. Alesi didn't complete the final lap, just gave up pretty much. as we will look through the lap times of all the drivers. I'm not really sure who did the fastest lap. It might have been Panis who kept hold of the fastest lap. Not too sure. Actually, no, Coulthard, I think, looks like he's got the fastest lap. On a 129.5. A lot of 129s poking around. Then he'll let the race for a little bit as well. Now, again, I don't know what track's next. It might... I don't know. I don't know what track's next. Let's see if we can quickly check to see the next race before I leave. I haven't got much time. The next race is Spain. We're going to Spain next. Very hard overtaking track in Spain. So don't expect to see too much action there. Having said that, it's been quite a not much action season so far. But that is it for me in the Italian Grand Prix. Thank you very much for watching, and I shall see you in the next race. Goodbye.